Hello there, I'm Lucas,
And I'm Eduardo.
and welcome to another episode of the Ignition Podcast, where we spark useful knowledge to help you leverage AI and marketing tendencies to grow and scale your business. Now, Edu, speaking of AI, let me ask you something, man. Do you remember the first time you ever used ChatGPT?
Yes. And you know what? I didn't like it. The first time I
You
used
didn't like it?
ChatGPT, I tried and it answered me, and I was like a little bit creeped out, I was
Freaked
like,
out?
no, yeah, because the first ChatGPT that I used was like the 3.0, and it wasn't very good.
Okay.
So when I
Right,
used it,
right.
it tried to look for answers. I was just like playing with it. So I asked about, I don't know, someone famous, and he was like Google search that gave me the wrong answer. And I was like, if I wanted to Google
Okay.
search and get something wrong and get some gossip,
I do it
I
myself.
I do it myself, right? So I
Sure.
didn't like it. I thought it was kind of wrong, a little bit wrong, and a little bit too needy. What do I mean by needy? Like ChatGPT always try to, like, if I said, "Oh, what you looked for is wrong," he was like, "Oh, you're right. I was wrong. Sorry." And I was like, "Man, don't do
And
it.
was
Don't do it like
apologizing
this.
all the
Don't do it
way.
like this.
Please. I
Please,
get
don't do
it.
it like this."
I get it. Well, it's been a long
But
road since then, right?
yeah,
Because like
it's been a
ChatGPT
long
nowadays is
road.
another thing. Yeah, for me, it
Yes.
was funny. Like, I was working in a marketing agency at the time. And I had this friend outside of the agency, just a personal friend, but he was a techie savvy. He was an AI like fanatic. And he was, already using ChatGPT and other AI tools from the US. He was always keeping up with the USA, trends. And he showed me, he talked to me about this ChatGPT and how it was amazing and how I could use it to leverage my productivity, within the marketing agency. But nobody was using it back then. So when my colleagues saw me, like, dude, what are you doing there? And I like explained, hey, this is AI, so this is ChatGPT. I'm using it this way. It actually made me a lot of the groundwork at the time with the research because I was working in a lot of specific industries, very tough ones. And anyways, helped me a lot. But people were looking at me like I was using wizardry. So not that great. But here's the thing, man. AI chatbots are dying. That's the first headline of the week. Yeah, and it came,
What do
and
you
it came,
mean?
yeah, it came straight from Las Vegas, from AWS conference. It's called AWS reInvent 2025. And the ones to actually replace AI chatbots, can you guess what they are?
Is it, I don't know, something from Google?
That was a very nice guess. I mean, Google is probably developing something that way as well, but we're talking about
They have
frontier
to be.
AI agents. Yeah, Google is always,
AI agents,
yeah,
yes.
AI
This is the
agents.
future.
Now, exactly. Like AI chatbots are always reactive, right? I think it's good for us to just call the difference real quick. We're not looking for technicalities here, just to make the clear difference. AI chatbots like ChatGPT are reactive. So basically, you gotta type in something to get something out, right? It's basically
Yeah,
that.
it's mostly, yeah, chatbots. The problem with chatbots is it is a good tool. It is good to follow commands. So you tell them,
Yeah,
oh, I did this text. Please make it better, make it more professional. Then it will do. But
exactly.
agents, they are autonomous, they are automatic, they
Another
know
level.
how to execute functions, right?
Right. Right. Yeah, one great example of that and how you can apply that like for commercial purposes, for example, is enemies.
It is actually very intelligent, and it has its own like LLM. It is important to talk about the difference in LLMs. Like ChatGPT,
Right.
the LLM is very important, but its database, it's mostly for research, as you said, and it like
Right.
put words in the places that it thinks that is right. But the other LLMs that do actions like enemies, it is programming logic. It's not just a mumble of words.
Right.
That's why chatbots are chatbots, because they only
Yeah.
know words, how words fit, and they try to predict how the words will fit and
Exactly. They're
answer you.
pre-programmed to, yeah, to
Yeah,
perform. Exactly.
but AI agents, no, they like almost think for themselves what they want to do,
And
like the functions
exactly,
they are gonna execute.
and that's at the same time that can be like terrifying and
Yeah.
revolutionary, right? Because like, well, AI agents can actually work like autonomously for extended periods of time without a human intervenence. Now that's amazing from a productive like level, right? Because you can actually save a lot of time, save a lot of money, increase productivity. But at the same time, if you take this AI frontier kind of technology that AWS is developing right now, and I don't know, man, you can apply that to governance. You can apply that to sensitive military or national security facilities. And now you have an AI powered, let's say, for the sake of this conversation, mind capable of taking decisions by itself, right? Well, I don't know if you. I don't know if you already saw that movie. I saw all of them, and we're talking about Terminator plot right here, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's almost like Terminator. Imagine an AI that can like think by themselves, and if you think about it, Terminator is an AI that had a function and a purpose, and then
Yeah,
it tried by any means, like logic, reason, and tried to execute its purpose. And it's basically
exactly.
like this.
And that's why a lot of people like around the world are actually afraid of that. Dude, if you
What
look
do you
back,
think?
I think
Are
it
you
was
afraid of AI taking over the world, like in a apocalyptic
well,
sense?
I am, I am, and do you
You
know why
are?
I am? I am. I'll tell you
Tell me
why. I'll
about
tell you
it.
why. Because if I was just using my aluminum hat and talking about how AI is gonna conquer the world, nobody would take me seriously. And I mean, honestly, you'll be right. But the thing is, folks like Elon Musk and other like I don't know the name of them, but basically the
Jeff
father, the nobles of.
Bezos.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about huge figures, and those folks are worried. Now, when those big sharks are worried, I am worried, about AI. That's the thing.
Uh,
That's my point.
I don't know if they are worried about AI taking the world in a Terminator sense, like we're gonna have robots that are gonna, you know, come and destroy us and execute a function like clean the world. Then cleaning the world is getting rid of everything that is destroying it,
Humans,
then killing humans,
right?
right?
Right? That's
That,
the
that is the
logic from
logic that
Terminator.
we apply, but we don't know the logic of AI, and we are
Yeah.
not, for now at least, we are not creating such weapons of mass destructions driven by AI. And
For
even
the
if
time being.
even if we do, I think
Mm-mm.
that the protocols that we can disable in any case are, implemented. I think the logic to stop AI from taking the world is so easy to implement. Like, imagine a country attacks another country using AI, then this country that attacked, they have to have a protocol to stop the whatever weapon they are using, you know?
Right,
Because
right.
it's dumb to just program something
Uh,
to destroy and just destroy, and then when they come back, they destroy again, you know?
yeah, I mean, I know, but dude, still, like, we're living a geopolitical
Yeah.
like threat like from since always, right? We had a Cold War, and now we're having the AI chip war. The I think the
Yeah.
main point between the two largest potencies, the two largest powers today, China and US. I think the main point here was because when those folks went in public and say, "Hey, I think we should stop developing AI that much." The point was, well, if we stop, they will they will continue to develop it. We can't
Yeah,
be
the
left
other
behind.
one will continue to develop.
You understand? It's the same logic for like that the Greek used. I mean, more than 3,000 years ago, man. It's the same logic. I mean, if I don't arm myself, if my country is not ready for the war, there's that saying in Latin, "Si vis pacem para bellum." If you want peace, prepare for war. I think the same kind of principle applies here, dude. And we're talking about more than 3,000 years later. Crazy, crazy. But
But I still am not a believer of true AI domination. I think AI is
okay,
dominating, but in a
okay,
sense of everything we use today has AI. So let me
yeah.
tell you, I just bought an electric scooter, just a
Oh,
bike.
okay,
It's a bike, electric bike.
yeah,
Its function is to turn the motor, and bring me from point A to point B.
sure.
The fucking bike had AI to
You gotta be kidding
identify
me.
routes, to identify if I'm too near another vehicle, to say if I should brake or not, use the brakes,
All
and
right.
I'm like, dude, let me drive.
But can
Come
you use the
on.
brakes like autonomously without you actually doing anything? Can it?
No, it can't, but like it's
All
a
right.
like a proximity sensor, but it's
All right.
driven
All
by
right.
AI. I don't know how. We have AI in fridges, we have AI in cameras, we have AI in phones.
Yeah.
I also have a notebook that has AI implemented
Oh
in
yeah.
this in the system. Windows has Copilot now, so
Yeah. Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
is dominated by AI. That's my idea of the AI apocalypse.
There's no turning back.
Everything has AI. Everything,
True.
like
True.
it is important to have AI in our lives, in our tool belts to work, to go
Sure.
forward. But when it's not invasive, like if we use again the example of Anibis, when we use
Yep.
an AI agent like Anibis to do outreach, to go after someone, to talk, to try to sell, you are
Yep.
using it for a function that is okay to
Yeah, as a
use.
tool.
You are not like
Sure.
in people mind, you know?
We're not trying to
Like
manipulate or do anything
yeah, you're
harmful.
just
Yeah, sure,
talking
sure, I
to
get.
someone.
It's a tool.
It's a tool.
But the thing
Yeah.
is, when does the tool stop being a tool and start, actually getting control over things? Because that's what we're gonna
Yeah.
see with AI
That's the
future
line.
agents, right? It's a very subtle line. I think like there's always been this sensitive balance between commodity and security. You know, the more you want
Yes.
things to be comfortable, the less secure they tend to be. And the opposite is also true. For example, you don't want to be at risk. Dude, just take a classic bike, for example, right? Just for the sake of the
Yeah.
example, take a classic bike. Yeah, you can take a classic bike, but within 20 years, you're gonna be like, it's gonna be like so old, like so outdated. It's gonna be so much less effective, right? And that's the thing. So if you want effectiveness, you have got to, in a way or the other, you have got to just let AI do the job for you. And there's a
Yeah,
no turn
yeah.
back
That's a
road.
question with the bike again. Like it
Yeah,
is effective. It is telling me, oh, you're
sure.
too near another vehicle. Please take a step back. You know, but
Yeah,
at the same time, I felt it was a little bit invasive because it wasn't
of
what I
course.
bought. You know, it was telling me what to do. That's the problem. I'm a child. I don't want to be told what to do. No, I'm
Sure.
kidding. That's not the problem.
But hey,
The thing is, it is good. It is good to have something tell me like you're doing something wrong. The thing is when everything you do tells you like what you should do, then you don't have to think. Because I
yeah,
think we
yeah,
have to think in yeah and learn and use like if I want to use it as a tool, like I don't know, I'm doing parking, then I use this to know if I'm near a wall and as a driving guide. But every
sure.
single second I'm on the street, I don't know, because then I'm losing my attention on the street to the AI talking to me,
Because of the
you know?
AI. Okay, that's crazy. Yeah, that's kind of
It's a
crazy.
problem. That's a
And
problem.
we're gonna be seeing AI in everything more and more, man. I mean, there's fridges with AI, fridges, dang fridges nowadays.
Yeah,
They know exactly
bridges.
what you gotta
I
buy.
know.
They order everything in advance, so you don't have to do nothing. I mean, as I told you before, it's a very sensitive kind of balance. I mean, it's very comfortable. You don't even have to think about groceries anymore.
Yeah,
We're seeing
you're running out of eggs. I just bought,
you
I don't
know.
know, 12 eggs.
I mean, it's crazy because at the same time, you don't have to use your brain that much. What are the
Yeah.
consequences for that? What are the consequences on long term? I don't know, man. Like, we didn't have ChatGPT back in the day when we were high schoolers, right? How are folks dealing with that? I don't have children yet, right? I do want to have children one day. But at some point, we're going to have to make some decisions. I mean, it's crazy how AI is actually impacting. Because back in the day, AI was something restricted to, I don't know, the colleges, the researchers. It was a very like even nerdy thing to talk about,
Yeah.
or too much of a fiction. And now it's just a reality everyone has, like in the palm of their hands with their telephone. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
But
it was thing of the movies, right? The
yeah,
Jetsons
yeah,
had
yeah,
AI robots.
exactly.
You know, they had the AI agents working for them. The guy had to work like 1 hour per day just to control AI and then go home. That that's
Yeah,
what they had as a fiction, and now we have it
Yeah.
like forever, every day.
Yeah, and the thing with the frontier AI agents that AWS just announced is before that, before this AWS innovation, which is called Agent Core, you would have to do all the grunt work. You would have to, basically train this AI agent and have the memory and security and take care of all the areas. What AWS is currently doing right now is basically giving all the backbone. You don't have to worry about backend anymore, about
Yeah,
security.
that's
It's
why
all
I was gonna ask, what is this thing that AWS is inventing?
Sure. It's basically the whole infrastructure. They're giving you the
Oh,
whole infrastructure. You don't have to think about the back end, the grunt work anymore. You have it there. You worry about paying the things, and they have all the hardware for you. They have everything you need to actually run that. It's crazy because we're talking about AWS, by the way, to power that. They actually invested in Trainium 3 Ultra servers. Now, I'm not a specialist in that, but it basically performed 4.4 times better in compute performance over the previous generation. And that's gonna, continue to happen. We were talking about that one of these days, remember? About the chips
yeah.
and how it's getting smaller and more effective and more effective, but
Yeah,
there's this mathematic issue.
physical limit, right? For the
Yeah,
microchip.
that's basically it. They're gonna
So
be training massive.
they are giving the infrastructure, the language, and we do the programming basically.
Sounds like that. Sounds like that. Yeah. And the thing is, that can reduce a lot of time and cut a lot of the cost that all the businesses before had to absorb all by their own. That's what AWS is aiming for. Now the impact is gigantic. Because
Yeah,
it
for
basically,
everyone.
yeah, dude. I mean, everyone capable of paying, but technologies are technologies tend to be very expensive at first, as AI was before, and then they tend to get just cheap and more accessible, like
Yeah.
ChatGPT, like internet. Internet was a military program
ChatGPT cheap, like as a not for the end user. I ask like for the ones for
for the
what is the name of the company that creates ChatGPT? Is
OpenAI.
OpenAI. Yeah, is it cheap
Right.
for OpenAI? Because like imagine the size of the data centers, the amount of energy they have to
Yeah.
invest
Yeah.
and like focus at one place to generate so much information and deliver so much information, the bandwidth of internet they are using for that amount of information, like it
Yeah.
can't be cheap,
Yeah.
man. Like even
And
today
it
it
is
can't be
not.
cheap.
Dude, that's why actually, very recently, I think it was last month, AWS basically came into public and published this partnership with they formed with Nvidia because they need a
Why I was
huge
gonna ask about
infrastructure.
Nvidia.
Yeah. They actually did this partnership, and I don't know how many times they're actually increasing their productivity, but it's crazy. Like the investment is we're talking about billions here. We're talking billions here, to absorb that demand. Because I mean, I don't see that graphic going down. Honestly, everyone's using more and more and
Yeah.
more. And by the way, do you know the U.S. the government was thinking about actually creating data centers?
Tell me, here in Brazil.
Brazil, man, Brazil. Yeah, you're
It
right.
was
You're right.
Brazil.
Yeah, it was Brazil.
Yeah, I
As a
think
matter
I
of
heard
fact.
about a deal that they were trying to strike with the government to try to bring data centers here in Brazil and use like land and energy because Brazil has a lot
Yeah,
of renewable energy and it's cheaper for them, right? To
exactly.
use
And a lot of
our
space too. And a lot of
yeah,
space too. Yeah.
because Brazil is
Um,
really really big, right? And talking about graphics that you are saying, do you think like where we are in the graphic of growth of AI? Like, did we hit the top? Are we in the middle?
that's a great question.
Where are we? Because like
That's a
no
great
one
question.
knows. First of all,
Yeah.
this is just opinion. Like from us as professionals, as guys that work in the field, we are dealing with AI every single day. We know it is still growing. We are talking about the growth of AI agents. Like they are super very
Yeah.
important. They are autonomous. They are
Absolutely.
better in every way from just chatbots. Chatbots are still relevant. They are still there.
Sure.
As we were talking about microchips, there is a limit of what AI can do, of what AI chatbots can do, and even
Sure.
sometime in the future in what AI agents can do. So there's my
Yeah.
question, like where we are in this graph.
Dude,
Like for
if you were
people
to
that
ask
are
me,
investing, like what is your opinion?
yeah, I mean, considering all the investments we're seeing all around the world, OpenAI, Nvidia, like AWS, we were just saying about their innovation, the crazy innovation, the agent core, and how they intend to basically make it a worldwide tendency. I do think we're still somewhat in the middle of the graphic, man.
We are
Now
still
it's
in the
hard.
middle of the growth, like
Yeah, I
not
mean, dude,
near the top is still. You
I don't
think
think
it's
so.
gonna
I
like
don't think so.
more than double?
Oh no, man. I think, and that's a very interesting fact. Just to give you a concrete example. I mean, have you ever seen a Metaglass or the MetaQuest for
Oh,
virtual
the meta
reality?
quest.
It's
Yeah, I've
crazy.
seen it, but I never like tried it or
Okay, man, you can spend
I really don't know.
hours inside of that virtual world, and you won't even notice. In a blink of an eye, 2 hours passed. In a blink of an eye. Now, what they're doing right now, MetaQuest, and that's a very interesting interview with Mark Zuckerberg. And unfortunately, I can't remember the name of the reporter, but still, he was saying that within the next like 15 to 20 years, the new smartphone will be AI glasses. Everyone will have AI glasses, right? We're talking about increased reality. I think that's the term, the correct term. Basically, you'll be able to just be walking around and do a video call through your Meta glasses, or ask things around, translating things. I mean, to think you won't even have the need to to actually to maybe learn another language, to actually go to another country and still communicate yourself with efficiency. That's a whole other level. But considering like a few years ago, we were watching that grotesque, that repulsive image of Will Smith, trying to have some spaghetti, and seeing how real it turned to be with VO3, with Sora 2, and we're only talking about AI from a marketer point of view.
Yeah, our
Talking about generative tools.
perspective. Yeah,
Exactly. But you put that in perspective with all the other things like AI agents, right? Frontier AI agents, for example, the AI agents we actually use right now. A lot of people are actually using, and it is right now while we talk, to actually, reach out to people, reach out to like valuable prospects without lifting a finger. It's crazy how it's changing, and of course, that's just there's this fear of AI stealing jobs. And I wanted to ask you about it. I heard a lot of things already. I want to hear your opinion on that, man. I don't think we ever talked about it. What do you think? Is AI taking all the jobs, or maybe there's space for creativity? I mean, what's the limit that we can draw between what AI can and cannot do, right? Because with this new AWS novelty, it's really hard to tell, right?
let me first start. Like we always talk about AI, we think about the AI thinking jobs. This is the first point everyone
Yeah,
talk about, right?
indeed,
So
indeed,
like,
indeed.
oh, do you think, I don't know, you use like Mid Journey? Is it gonna take the job of someone that works with Photoshop or
A
illustration or
Pinterest, a
anything like
designer,
that?
yeah.
So let me put in this perspective. First, let's talk about how we use AI. You know what we never talk about when we talk about AI and destruction of the world and taking everybody's jobs? You know
What's
video
that?
games. Do you know video games? Have you ever
Now,
talked about or
now we're
listened
talking.
or heard about video games? Do you know what is video games?
Well,
Like
I
video
mean,
games, since its inception, since Atari uses AI to control functions and enemies and what's happening on the screen. So we
okay,
already use AI, reactive AI, since video games. We've been using that not only to play video games, the characters, we call them NPCs, non-player characters, or
yeah,
computers, right? Some people
okay,
call them computers because it is the computer controlling the AI. Think about Counter Strike. Every
right.
bot you play against is an AI thinking about this
But
themselves,
oh yeah,
positioning and trying
but
to,
they're
to play
pre-programmed,
against you, right? So
yeah.
we start by that. We have AI since the beginning, and that AI never took anyone's job. We still have professional players, and there's AI.
Yeah,
So again, let's talk about Midjourney. Midjourney, people were talking that it's gonna take professional photographers places. But you know
yeah.
what?
Other roles.
Photographers are using AI. Professionals are using AI to enhance their jobs. But of course, there were people using AI to try to do a photographer's job. Like there was this one AI that was used in a competition to try to gain first place in a photograph composition competition, and it went to the finals. But then they understood that it was AI, and they talked about it. It was a big fuzz, and then they disqualified the AI picture, even though the picture was very beautiful. But the
Right.
problem is, one picture, one guy had to take a lot of photos, create a composition, and create a final job, like hours of work. The other one was like 1 hour of prompts and then some retouches after in Photoshop. So,
Sure.
are those the same jobs? No, they aren't. Of course, they are
They're
not.
not.
They are different, but at the same time the result is kind of similar. You had a final composition that you took a lot of
It
images
is.
and
Yeah.
created an image. So are we gonna start seeing, like, I don't know, big posters on the street that was done with
Forget
AI?
about. I
You
mean,
know what?
yeah.
Yes,
What?
but we still know that if we want a very professional final image, it's not your niece that is gonna do the AI
Yeah.
prompt. You're
I
gonna have a
yeah.
photographer that know what is
Uh-huh.
he's doing, that is gonna take a photo, that is gonna use AI to enhance the final product, that is gonna use AI to make the job quicker. Like imagine you are doing a concept art for the photograph you want to do. If the client is like, oh, I wanna this like this, like this, like this, I want my building to have a black front and to
The
be in a
references and
futuristic,
stuff.
this
Sure.
reference, the guy, the client can, instead of just like shooting a lot of images from his head to the photographer,
Sure.
now he can do something in AI, send to the photographer,
Yeah.
and then the photographer, based on that, do a good image, a good job to finalize, to go after, to take the photo, to
That's true.
process it, and use AI to enhance. So the photographer is still has the same job, but the pipeline is different. So we implemented the AI in our pipeline to work. That's the
Right.
thing. The guy that was like a bad illustrator, a bad photographer, and like an AI can do better than him, of course, he's gonna lose
He's gonna
his
be
job.
left behind.
He was
He.
out of
Yeah.
job already, and he's
Yeah.
complaining like,
He just didn't know it. He just didn't know it. Right.
yeah, he was doing like small jobs, small freelance jobs, and already complaining that there were no space for him in the market.
Right.
But there was no space for him because he needs. It's not because he's bad. It's because he needs to go after new tools, go after
Right.
learning more, go after what are the tendencies,
To
what's the
improve.
market going after.
Man,
And AI
you told a
is
very
here
interesting thing.
as a tool to help
Yeah. Yeah.
reach that.
You said a very interesting thing. We touched a very I think it's the core center of the argument, which is basically when you're talking about AI replacing jobs, we're forgetting that like tech, that kind of argument has been around for at least since 1839. You know, when Louis Daguerre actually came out with the first photograph camera, and people were saying the
Yeah,
same.
exactly.
Now, who's gonna paint? I mean, if you can't just capture reality, what's the point on painting? So, have you not seen any arts recently? Any painter or painteress? Because I have.
I have,
Museums still have a
yes.
lot of things. It's not like it's a dead job. I mean, of course, that kind of revolution, technological evolution. Of course, it can change the rules. It can change how the market works, how the demand goes. The thing is, dude, as you say, there's this kind of, I believe there's this core, this essential kind of skill set you still have to do. You still have to, possess in order to be competitive in all aspects of the marketplace. Of the to be competitive, to actually get a job or to be a successful entrepreneur, you still have to develop yourself and to post those essential skill set. Otherwise, I mean,
Yes,
oh, nice. You have ChatGPT. All right, so give me a decent prompt. I mean, try it.
everybody can
Try it.
use ChatGPT. Why are you better?
Everybody can use.
Like,
Exactly. But the thing is, do you think everybody can use it well? The same
no,
goes for
no,
Midjourney
that's
or
something
Gemini,
absurd.
right?
You know what? I
Right?
was working with someone writing a script. We
Mm-hmm.
both, I use ChatGPT to write scripts, right? But
Sure.
I don't like go to ChatGPT and say like, write me a script about, I don't know, AI, about AI agents, like how it is in the market.
Right.
You have to first create context for ChatGPT. It works with
Absolutely.
context, and you have to guide it. As we say, it is a chat bot. You have to talk to it. You have
Yeah.
to
Exactly.
say how you want it to say, the voice it has to say, how you want it to write. Is it a narrator style? Is it first person? Is it third person? Like, how would you want to write that? And I am very specific that I try to create scripts that are very person focused. Like it was me that written it. I try to
Right. Like
write it
a
as best
dialogue.
as I could. It's a dialogue.
Mhm.
It's even if it's a narration, not a dialogue. It's diegetic. It's something that the person there wrote and know what's talking about and went after and done research and not just like try to do something for me. And then this guy that I have to correct his script, he literally, I could see his prompt being like,
Straight away.
please tell me what's and create a script for a video. And
Oh
it
boy.
was wrong and it was very bad and it
A
was
hundred
like I was
percent.
talking to a robot. And
Yeah, sure. And you can notice, you can tell. I mean,
you can
people that
notice,
use the
we can
tool a lot,
notice.
you can tell, right? You see a lot of
I Yeah,
dashes and a generic info, and you know straight away.
one notice nowadays. You know, we have so much exposition to this that if we see like there's this kind of languages that ChatGPT likes to use, like little connections, small words that it always uses. And then if you see that kind of word and you like, this script was
Mm,
on
you
ChatGPT,
notice
and
immediately.
some people feel that this loses value in the content. Like now we are talking about not only entrepreneurship but content creation. Content creation
Yeah, yeah.
is a kind of entrepreneurship, like people are working for themselves,
Oh yeah.
but
People make a living out of it. Yeah.
yeah, a big living out of it. Like,
Yeah.
and still when we see that the script that from someone we trust has this ChatGPT feel, it loses a little bit of value. And that's a question I want to
Yeah.
do for you. Like, how much do you
Shoot it.
feel that the value is lost or gained when we use like AI? Let's bring back to
Okay.
AI agents.
Okay.
You know, something that NBs uses very well is the AI phone calls. You call to a client
Yeah.
and
AI
try
cold
to
calls.
do outreach, right?
Right. Right.
So if a person identifies or our NB's AI tells them it is an AI, you're talking to an AI agent that is trying to do outreach to you.
Yeah.
So do you think it loses value as much as knowing that something was done on ChatGPT loses? Or
That is a great
does it
question, man.
lose
But
at all, or does it gain reputation because like it's so good that you can't imagine it was AI?
yeah,
Like
you can tell it's AI. Yeah. And
you
as a
can
matter of
tell,
fact,
like
first
it's
time I
very
use
very
it,
good.
yeah, yeah. The first time I use it, I wouldn't tell. I wouldn't tell. I would tell you that was a very like trained and professional person talking to me. So, and I guess that here's your answer. Like, no, I don't think it does. I do think that, and that's a critic I do like in general, right? That I mean, it's good to have a chatbot, a useful chatbot. But if you're facing a very complex problem, I mean, you're gonna hit a wall. At some point, you're gonna hit a wall, and you do need humans to intervene. And I mean, I think your workflow and your pipeline gotta be ready to that. For example, on Anubis, we do use AI phone calls. We also use LinkedIn messaging, automated messaging, you know, according to intent and where your lead actually is, where your prospect actually is. If he's been in your site already, I mean, he's been contacted before, and he answered you. You know, according to all that, he's gonna call you. He's gonna do everything, all the outreach, all the grunt work. But at some point, a human SDR will actually get to that person to actually do the
Yeah, the
closing,
closer.
right?
Yes.
I think that's the main point. I mean, if everything, and that's me. I mean, I was born in 2000s, maybe, and that's a very interesting thing to imagine.
You were
Man, can
born
you
in the
think about?
2000s.
Yeah, man. Can you think like 50 years ahead? Maybe
Oh
for
my
the
god.
kids that were born like I don't know, on the 2020s, it's gonna be normal to be. I mean, to talk to AI all the time. While for
Yeah.
us, on the other hand, it will be not that normal. I mean, it will be okay, but on every touch point, maybe too much. And for them, It might be their normal, man.
Yeah.
Think about it. It's crazy,
Yeah,
right?
it's weird for us, but for someone like
Yeah,
after from the 2050s, it's gonna be like every day,
right.
normal, just one more. It's my
And we were,
babysitter. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, dude, I mean, I mean, I'm gonna do the a polemic question now. Okay, we were
Okay.
talking about how AI is in our daily lives and maybe projecting some possibilities on how AI will actually impact our lives in the future, right? If you had a problem, a healthy problem, okay, you gotta perform a surgery right now, okay, but you don't have a human medic, a human doctor available, only an AI doctor available. Would you take that risk?
It depends. It depends, man. It
It
depends.
depends.
For me, it depends. Like, am I
Okay.
gonna die in a day? Like, I'm about to die. I don't know. My
Okay.
stomach just exploded. I need
Right.
to
Right.
suture. I don't know, to close it in any way. There's no medics.
Is
There are
certain
no
death
medics. No
or the
one. No
surgery?
surgeons.
Mm,
AI or
mm.
die. AI. Come on.
I get it. I get it. But
You
had
know.
you had the option, you would call for the human always, right?
Would call for the human. Yes. Yes.
And I
Even
think
though we know that humans tend to make more mistakes than AI. We know that. We
yeah,
know
indeed,
that
indeed, indeed.
humans
But
are
I think that
influenced by humor, by, I don't know, if he ate well in the morning, by
that
his
is true.
if he had like something weird to eat. I don't know. AI
But at the
doesn't
same
have
time,
any of that. Doesn't have to sleep. Doesn't have to do any of that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
stuff. You know.
Yeah, that is true. But at the same time, human beings can actually be held responsible if they screw up. That's the thing,
Who
right?
am I
I mean,
gonna
yeah,
talk
right.
to if
And
something goes wrong?
dude, I don't know if you ever heard that. I mean, it blew my mind. It has blown my mind. But you were talking about AI never getting tired and stuff. Dude, China already has those. I mean, enormous, those huge fabrics. Okay, where I mean they craft a lot of different things, and there's no light in it. There's no lights in it. You know why?
Because there are no people
Because
there.
there's no people.
There's
It's
no
all
people
robots,
there.
dude. It's all.
Holy.
They work 24/7, no lights on. I mean, it, it really blew my mind.
Okay, but
Honestly.
then when we have a full industry, like a full place with no lights, just machine working, can't we say that AI took someone's job?
That's the thing. I mean,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. But at the same time, I saw this study, this research. I think it was Stanford who actually published that. It was very recent this year. I mean, we're talking about 5 to 4 months max, in which they were actually saying AI will take a lot of jobs, will turn a lot of jobs obsolete. But on the other hand, it will
yeah,
create way more
way
jobs
more.
than it's
Yes.
actually, I think that's the point.
That's what I was gonna talk about. Cause what job did we lose? Like grunt work, like people in
Yeah,
machines. The people die on those stuff. Like every
yeah, like
year, a lot of
mining. I
people
don't know.
die there. Now we
Yeah,
don't have to
yeah,
do that. Now you have to control the
exactly.
AI that's working there. This is a
I
new
mean,
job, and then deliver, and then logistics, and then a lot of other kind of jobs that are
exactly.
created from this substitution. You don't have to like hold strong to something that you always do because you've always done it. Like you can change, you can adapt,
Yeah,
you can learn, you can do something better, you can earn more using the technology.
exactly.
You know,
You can
that's
like,
my reasoning.
I mean, think about it, man. If I get to you and say, you know what to do, I think you should just wash your clothes by hand as we used to do like 50 years ago. I mean, you will kick me off your home, and you'll be
No,
right. I mean, it's
of
way more
course not.
convenient, right? The same goes for AI, in my opinion, man. We're gonna reach that point in which it. I mean, I'm just risking here, right? Because a lot of people do a lot of things, but I do think we're gonna have flying cars and stuff before our time is ending in this earth, dude. I do believe that, or
Yeah.
at least
I
autonomous
don't, but
cars.
I want you to be
You
right.
don't? Okay, I believe that. All right, judge me, judge me. You there watching, judge me. But yeah, I do believe that. And by the way, we talked about AI tools, with which we have a lot of interactions because we're marketers. Man, Google just released a global trend search, revealing like the most trending topics on a stable pace, within the year. Can you guess the ones that global ranked the most? Can you guess?
I don't know. I don't
Let
know.
me tell you.
Tell me. Come on.
Gemini,
Surprise me.
Gemini, and DeepSeek. We're talking
They are
about
the
two of the Yeah, Gemini and DeepSeek, man. AI tools were ruling the global trends, by the way. Crazy, right?
Yeah, Google talking about Gemini, you had to expect, right?
Yeah, man, I thought the
You
same
know.
thing, but at the same time, they ranked DeepSeek, which is a Chinese AI. So
Yeah, DeepSeek, of course. And why did they rank DeepSeek and not ChatGPT?
no idea, no idea. That's with the Google folks, but I do see that represents a lot of interest, toward AI tools. And actually, there was another research, man. I wish I could recall all of them, out of my head,
There's
but
so much that we read, right?
yeah, on a daily basis, I don't
Yeah.
even know where we are right now. But this research came like this: the majority of people are not using AI tools like ChatGPT or Gemini for professional reasons. We are the
Yeah,
exception, man. The majority of
we
people
are
are
the
using
exception.
those. Yeah, like they're using those for like personal crisis, or even getting some counsels, some
You know what?
ideas of
I
gifts.
use I used to use this kind of AI chatbots just for work. And recently I
Just for work.
started using for common things. Like I
See,
was I was doing my financial planning with my wife
right?
and we were in doubt like if she entered as a dependent of my plans and my accountability and everything, if
Oh, if she would be
the
classified like
money
that.
she earned would like input inside my accounts and everything. So
Oh, okay.
instead of googling of or research or asking to someone, I went to ChatGPT to ask. You know,
Dude, it's
it's
amazing
bizarre.
because,
It's bizarre. We
yeah,
start to adapt, and like it's customary for me now. It's
it
simple.
is, man.
It's part
Man,
of my everyday.
I was calculating my taxes one of those days with ChatGPT, and
Yeah.
oh, sorry, oh my god. And the crazy thing is, I have this accountant. Is a very digital, modern accounting firm. They have this dashboard that tells me pretty much how much I have to pay depending on my, my inputs, but my revenue. But the thing is, they would not give me the exact thing I would have to pay at a certain time, right? So I went to ChatGPT and I put in the same data and I explained everything. I gave a very contextualized prompt, and it gave me exactly like how much I should pay and when. Way better. I mean, it's not that my accountant is not good. It's a very good one. It's a very good firm, but at the same time, they just couldn't match ChatGPT, man.
Yeah, they
Crazy, man.
just tell you exactly what you
Yeah.
want. Like, where's the button to upload my, I don't know, my documents? It is, you
Right.
go there, you click this button and you are there, you know?
It's
Like, very
straightforward. It saves
specific.
you a lot
If
of
you
time.
want to do, like, if you want to know where, how, when to do something, it is easier to ask. You know, one more thing that just happened
Yeah.
yesterday. You know,
Go ahead.
the Coca-Cola buses that pass on the street with Santa Claus waving, and
Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know if
it
that
was
happens like
it
everywhere, but in Brazil
happens
that is a very
everywhere.
typical thing.
It was in
It
Brazil
happens
right
everywhere.
now,
Okay.
and in where I live, it just passed where I live, and we
Okay.
were like, when it's gonna be? And we were in a shopping mall, and me, my wife, and a friend of ours, and we wanted to take a picture of it, but we didn't
Sure.
know when, if it already passed. So we asked for like five people on the shopping, like sellers and security. No one knew if it passed or when it was gonna pass. We knew it
Okay.
was yesterday, the day to pass on that street. Then we
Okay.
asked ChatGPT, and it
No way.
knew it. You know what it gave me? The
Huh.
live route of the bus.
Nah, you gotta be kidding, man.
I
Nah.
was
Nah, that's too much. That's too much.
impressed.
Starlink is
Gave
one
me
step
the
further.
website
What?
that had the route exactly where the bus was.
Man,
Like I just had to see,
I mean,
oh, in 5 minutes it's gonna be here, and I knew the
and
route.
did it happen?
Yes,
The bus
like
actually
five
passed.
minutes after the bus passed,
Crazy.
I
It
knew
is
exactly
crazy.
where it was in live feed, live data.
And that's why people are
Yesterday,
actually
yesterday.
in the US, man. People are already like searching within ChatGPT. Like example, we're getting near to Christmas, right? 25 of December, Christmas. a lot of people are shopping directly through ChatGPT. They don't even go to the marketplace or to the store to the e-commerce.
Yeah,
They
even
just go
Amazon.
straight.
Come
Even
on.
Amazon, man. We're talking about Amazon here. It's just
Yeah,
crazy. And you know those habits, they change real quick. I mean, if you think about it, that didn't happen like it didn't get like 20 years for those habits to change. People tend to
yeah,
change their habits, as users very quickly. I mean, ChatGPT is taking a lot of the traffic now, a lot of the traffic. So basically, marketers and anyone who has a brand, who has a store or who sells online, you gotta know, you gotta adapt yourself to be visible in ChatGPT. And many times, your clients in the future, they're gonna buy like straight from ChatGPT. If you don't show up there, if you're not competitive, you're losing money. You're leaving money on the table, right? That's
yeah.
where we
We
are right now.
just from a few years to now, we have a specific job just for that called GEO, right? We just
Exactly,
launched
exactly.
a video in Warmy channel talking about it. If you want to
Worth you
see,
checking, by the
go
way.
there. We have in the
Worth you
description
checking.
and here, go check. But yeah, it also like is the custom to use this kind of language, this kind of routine using ChatGPT, using this kind of AI is already creating jobs because one of the jobs is how to use it, how to show on ChatGPT, how to show on
Absolutely.
DeepSeek, how to show on Gemini. Is it different? How do we warm up these tools to understand and talk the real thing about our company? Or can we use it to train these tools to talk smack about our competition, for example?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Can we do that?
There's a
Like,
rabbit hole there. There's a
yeah,
rabbit hole
that's a
there.
big rabbit hole, and it is a
Yeah,
job. It is a job to
it is a
train
job. Yeah.
ChatGPT to train it to talk about your company. And
Look, there
I
are
don't even
courses.
I don't even know like the rules. I know it exists. I
Oh,
know how it works, but I don't know if there's a rule, as I said, to not talk about other companies other than yours.
oh, yeah,
How it is
yeah.
the curatorial, like if they see if you are talking the truth or not, like how does
I
it work? I know it
I do
exists.
believe they.
I
Yeah,
just don't know like deeply how it works.
yeah,
And if you want to
and
know,
and
go check our video.
worth you checking. Again, go go there. Strongly advise you.
Yeah.
And by the way, after this amazing introduction to that subject, we just got back to our primary subject, man. Are we getting to an AI post-apocalypse Mad Max world? Because we're talking about boundaries for AI agents, right? And
Yeah.
AI has been worrying a lot of people around the world. I quote Elon Musk, for example, who said that a few years ago. There's a lot of we're talking about big brains around, like big people, huge figures in the science. We're talking about Nobel Prize winners too, and all of those people were talking about this, about the boundaries of AI and how difficult that team is. And we were talking about that all of the episode. I just wanted to point out that AWS, with their novelty, with their release of Agent Core, that whole AI agent, the frontier agent infrastructure, that will make people, companies, capable of using AWS infrastructure to actually power up those AI agents and leverage a lot of the productivity, save a lot of time, reduce a lot of the costs. Well, all of that implies that you actually know and how to control those AI agents. And that was one of the things they asked them in this Las Vegas AWS event. Now, they did say, yeah, we have a lot of policies and stuff, but people still worry about it. Again, think about AI agents taking decisions autonomously in sensitive areas of the government, of your company. I mean, I think there's a lot of ground to cover yet. There's a lot to cover
Yeah.
yet.
A lot of ground cover, a lot of ground to make the rules. Like, it's fun because we are making the rules as we go. This
Yeah,
is something that
yeah,
we, as I said, we have since the video games. It is
exactly.
different because video games did not impact directly our lives. We are not asking video games how to do our taxes, you know? And now
Sure,
we
sure,
are
sure, sure.
asking an AI how to do our taxes. And what if they tell us something wrong? Like, who's to blame, you know? So
Yeah,
we are making the
exactly.
rules to understand the consequences of something going right, something going wrong, someone using it well or using it to do bad stuff, I don't know. So it
And
is fun to discover something new in this world that is very saturated, and it feels for us that we are not making too many discoveries right now. Like,
yeah,
it is
man,
something very new.
I that's why we gotta read and study so much, you know,
Yeah.
and that's why you're hearing to us, you listen to us because we do the groundwork for you. If you like this episode, if you like this kind of subject, go ahead and subscribe right now wherever you're listening or watching to this podcast. So that was it. Thank you so much, Edu, for for the amazing talk today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Thank you. See you guys. Don't forget, subscribe. Bye bye.
Bye.